Elvis and Cressy is obviously a relatively small business. You're a very big business. And we were thinking about, what companies are really, big companies are embracing transparency and seeing it as an opportunity. And we think what you're doing around open innovation is extraordinary. And I think a lot of people are going to follow suit with what you're doing there. And we sense that you're making a trade-off. You're willing to be transparent about what you see as your big issues, and in exchange for that, you get the wisdom of the crowd. But can you tell us maybe how open innovation works? I'm sure a lot of people here will be familiar, but some won't. And touch on perhaps why such a large number of the wants are sustainability issues.
Yeah, I think first of all, just to give you a little bit of background, the Open Innovation Group was set up within the R&D function in Unilever at the beginning of 2009. It had really two objectives. One was to go hunting for good practice out there and bring it in-house so we could actually start to look at how to work far better with partners and co-create with partners around the world. The second part of it, though, which was probably just as important, was to actually change and work on the mindset of our internal employees. Because probably like many of you in big organisations, there are cultures behind the way organisations work. And in many of those cases, the opportunity of working with outside partners is restricted by the ambition of your internal workforce. And so one of the mandates of the Open Innovation team, and that was why it was set up separately from the actual main business, was to actually help the internal people to see the benefits that come out of actually co-creating with external partners. So in 2009, when that was set up, all sorts of activities was tried. We go through, as you said, Jim, a whole range of different activities to see if they work for us, how they're working, how open they are. Things like we obviously setting up a new business unit so that we can spin out new companies to see how those operate with sustainable issues. We also do things like joint development agreements now with most of our big suppliers. So we're looking now across the supply chain rather than just at our business. And the final part of this, of course, linked into the Unilever Sustainable Living Plan, you start to get the sort of analysis you see on the screen above me here, which is really starting to break down the issues. 5 or 6 years ago, I had, and all of my colleagues had, absolutely no idea where the challenges were for our business in terms of sustainability. And until you start looking and measuring, then you don't really know where it is. And once you have measured it, it opens up a Pandora's box of all sorts of not only opportunities, but real challenges. So how do you change the nature of your business to be sustainable when a big chunk of your energy is actually being used by your consumers rather than by your factories? So we have to look at all the different opportunities. The only way to do that is to tap into everybody's expertise and look for those solutions. They must all be there, because at the end of the day, whilst it'd be really nice to set up a 30-year research program to look at some of these big challenging problems, I would guess that the majority of the answers are already there, and what we need to do is to put them together. Different partners bring them together, and we actually then can make something to deliver to the market.
So how does this actually work? So you're posting up these wants, and are you posting them up online, or are they questionnaires? How does it actually work?
The wants at the moment are on the Unilever website, so you can go in there and you can actually look at the areas that we would like to co-invent with and co-develop with external partners. Under those circumstances, that's a starting point. What we need to do then is open up not only competitions and challenges and use of companies like IDEO, Open IDEO, to actually find the sort of solutions. And I think at the end of this, there will be a network working around some of these big challenges. So water usage, cleanliness of water, natural preservation, all sorts of different areas which are really important for the future of the economy, but at the moment aren't easily tractable.
Okay, well, we'll probably come back onto the issue of how Unilever is sharing this knowledge, because I think there is a transparency issue around that, and we should come back to it.
Yeah, let's do that. And I'm going to introduce our last speaker, but